Hello NCAC sports fans and welcome back to another episode of This Week in the NCAC. I'm your host, Brett Billhart. On this week's show, we'll celebrate those student athletes who were named NCAC Athletes of the Week in their respective sports for the week ending on Sunday, October the 27th. We'll open this week's show by taking a dive into the deep end and celebrating our weekly award winners for men's and women's swimming and diving. The men's weekly award went to Worcester junior Brian Maddock, as he helped propel the Fighting Scots to their first dual win over Wittenberg since 2007 with a 159-137 victory. Maddock, who hails from Olivia, Ohio, swept both backstroke events, winning the 100 in 54.83 and the 200 in 2 flat. He also led off the winning 200 medley relay that reached the wall first in 140.43. The weekly award on the women's side went to Ohio Wesleyan senior Olivia Gillison after she played a vital role in the Battling Bishops' 123-116 come-from-behind victory at Baldwin-Wallace on Friday. The Philadelphia, Pennsylvania native won 2 individual events and swam the lead leg on the meet-clinching 200 free relay. She swept the sprint freestyle events by touching first in the 50 in 26.20 and in the 100 in 58.08. And then, with OWU trailing BW 112-109 heading into the final event of the night, Gillison swam the lead leg on the winning 200 free relay that clinched the 7-point victory for the Bishops. NCAC swimming and diving teams returned to the pool this weekend, highlighted by Hiram, Oberlin, and Worcester competing at the annual Cleveland City Tour event. We'll remain inside and head over to the volleyball arena, where NCAC teams will wrap up the league portion of the regular season schedules this week. First, we will recognize Oberlin freshman Hannah Tyburski, who earned NCAC Player of the Week honors after helping the Yeowomen clinch a spot in the 2013 league tournament with a pair of strong performances in wins last week over Kenyon and Worcester. The Lakewood, Ohio native finished the week with 50 kills, 8 digs, and 4 block assists, with 25 of her 50 kills coming in the wins over Kenyon and Worcester. As we enter the final week of the regular season, Wittenberg has clinched at least a share of the 2013 NCAC volleyball title, while Denison also remains in the hunt for a share of the league title, as the Big Red will travel to Wittenberg for a 7 p.m. match on Wednesday. The seeds and location of the 2013 NCAC volleyball tournament will also be announced on Wednesday evening, following the completion of all conference matches. Let's now move back outside and recognize Kenyon sophomore Maddie Brzeski, who was named the NCAC Field Hockey Player of the Week for the second time this season. Brzeski, who resides in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, surpassed the Kenyon single-season record for points in the season, as she now has 40 on the year after scoring 5 goals and dishing out 1 assist in action last week. Her 11-point week was highlighted by a 4-goal, 1-assist performance in the ladies' 5-0 win over Oberlin on Sunday. As we enter the final week of the NCAC field hockey season, Denison and DePaul continue to battle for the league title and the top seed in the conference tournament, while Kenyon has clinched the number 3 seed in the tournament, and Worcester and Wittenberg remain in contention for the 4th and final tournament position. We'll now head over to the pitch and celebrate our weekly award winners in both men's and women's soccer. The men's award went to Worcester junior Philip Charnley, who scored goals in a pair of Fighting Scot wins last week over Allegheny and Wittenberg. The Galicia, Spain native netted a goal with just 1:38 remaining in regulation to lift the Scots past Allegheny by a 1-0 margin, and then open the scoring with a goal in the 16th minute in an eventual 3-2 overtime victory at Wittenberg. And the weekly award on the women's side went to Kenyon freshman forward Maggie Smith, as she scored a pair of key goals in the ladies' 3-2 overtime victory over Wittenberg. The Zionsville, Indiana native scored a go-ahead goal for KC in the 72nd minute, and then booted home the game winner just 32 seconds into the second overtime session. Both the 2013 NCAC men's and women's soccer titles and final seeds for the upcoming NCAC tournaments remain up for grabs, as each gender still has key games remaining on their schedules this week. The complete 2013 NCAC soccer tournament brackets will be available on Saturday night following the conclusion of all league matches. NCAC football action was highlighted last Saturday by Worcester sweeping both the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Freshman wide receiver Darian Owens set the single-game school record with 230 receiving yards to lead Worcester to a 43-21 win over Denison. Owens, a native of Worcester, Ohio, accomplished the feat on just 4 total catches, which included scoring strikes of 73, 51, and 56. For his efforts, he was named the NCAC Offensive Player of the Week. In addition, Owens also threw a 2-yard touchdown pass late in the first quarter to senior running back Sean Hackle on a double reverse play that put the Scots up 14-0. On the defensive side of the ball, Worcester junior Tyson Vogel, an Ashland, Ohio native, was named the NCAC Defensive Player of the Week after he finished the game with 7 solo tackles, 2 interceptions, and 1 pass breakup. Vogel capped off the victory for Worcester after picking off a pass early in the fourth quarter and returning it back 73 yards to the 2-yard line to set up the Scots' final score of the game, which was a 2-yard run by Sean Hackle. There are just 3 weekends remaining on the NCAC football schedule, with Wabash and Wittenberg holding steady in the top position of the standings with identical 6-0 records against league foes. 4 games are on the slate this Saturday, led by Wittenberg hosting Ohio Wesleyan at 1 p.m. in Springfield. And finally, we'll wrap up this week's show by previewing the 2013 NCAC Cross Country Championships, which will be held this Saturday, November 2nd, at the Robertson Athletic Complex on the campus of Allegheny College in Meadville, Pennsylvania. The women's race is scheduled for 11 a.m., while the men's race will begin at approximately 11:45 a.m. And we will now unveil the pre-championship coaches' polls for both genders. In the women's poll, Oberlin was predicted to win its 5th league title in a row after earning all 9 first-place votes to accumulate 81 total points. DePaul was second in the poll with 67 points, followed by Kenyon in third with 64, Allegheny in fourth with 50, Ohio Wesleyan in fifth with 46, Denison in sixth with 42, Worcester in seventh with 28, Wittenberg in eighth with 18, and Hiram in ninth with 9 points. The 2013 NCAC Women's Cross Country Championship Women's Race will feature a plethora of returning talent as 6 of the 7 first-team All-NCAC performers from the 2012 event return to the field, led by Oberlin senior Molly Martorella, who earned NCAC Runner of the Year honors last fall after breaking the tape on the 6K course with a time of 22:31.3. And now for the final results of the men's pre-championship coaches poll. Wabash elevated to the top spot after the Little Giants earned 6 of the possible 10 first-place votes to compile 96 total points. Allegheny, which has won 9 of the last 11 NCAC men's titles, was second in the poll with 94 points after collecting the final 4 first-place votes. Oberlin checked in at number 3 with 73 points, while Kenyon and Worcester tied for 4th with 63 points each. DePaul was 6th with 46 points, followed by Denison in 7th with 38, Wittenberg in 8th with 35, Ohio Wesleyan in 9th with 32, and Hiram in 10th with 10 points. And like the women, the men's race is loaded with returning talent, as 5 of the 7 first-team All-NCAC performers from 2012 will again be in the field this fall, led by Allegheny senior Bobby Over, who earned the 2012 NCAC Men's Runner of the Year honor after finishing first with an 8K time of 25:32. And fans, for more information on the 2013 NCAC Cross Country Championships, simply log on to either the men's or women's cross country pages on the NCAC website, where you will find a link in the left-hand column to Allegheny's championship website. And fans, as always, for up-to-date news, stats, and standings from around the North Coast Athletic Conference, you can log on to our website at www.northcoast.org. Also be sure to follow us on Twitter at NCAC, as well as like us on Facebook. And for the entire conference staff, I'm Brett Billhart, and thanks for watching.